Welcome back to my channel. Today it's all about this beautiful cake. Chocolate mousse, raspberry mousse, coconut Dacquoise, raspberry jam, short crust and a crunchy chocolate layer. Have fun! First up is the raspberry jam. And of course the full recipe is under the description, and there's also links where you can buy some of the tools. Put the berries and half of the sugar in a saucepan. Heat it while stirring. Mix the remaining sugar together with the pectin. Sprinkle the sugar mixture into the boiling jam while whisking. Turn the heat slightly down and cook gently through. Add some lemon juice. Cool the marmalade. Here I prepare the molds for the raspberry mousse. Remember to use some heat-proof cling film. The one that I use can tolerate heat up to 130 degrees. I do this to seal the mold perfectly on one side. Now prepare the raspberry mousse. Soak the gelatine in cold water. Cut the vanilla pod and scrape out the seeds. Heat the raspberry puree, half the cream, sugar, the vanilla and some lemon juice and bring it to boiling point. Now twist the gelatine free of water and stir it into the warm raspberry puree. Use a blender to blend the puree. Then cool it to 35 to 40 degrees. Whip the remaining cream until light foam. Gradually fold the whipped cream into the raspberry cream. Fill the square with 200 grams of mousse. Put it into the freezer. The consistency of the cream is very important. As you can see, it's light and foamy. If you whisk your cream too much, your mousse can split. If your puree is too cold, your mousse can also split, so be careful. That looks about perfect. Don't worry about the two molds, I prepared 2 cakes. Next up, Shortcrust. See this beautiful machine, a Kenwood. I love it. I'm not sponsored, I just wanted to show you that this machine has a light. Very easy, just put all the ingredients inside the machine. Cold butter please, very important. And just mix shortly the shortcrust. It's very important not to overmix. You can use it right away or freeze or cool. It's up to you. Remember to turn on the oven at 180 degrees and use the fan as well. This consistency looks about perfect. You can use the short crust right away. You could also put a baking sheet on top when you roll the short crust, makes it easy. This device, it's called mother-in-law in Denmark. Guess why? I like to bake short crust with a perforated baking sheet. There's holes inside that makes the short crust very nice and crunchy and bakes it very nice and even. So I put a mat underneath and on top as well. If you don't have one, just bake it on the baking sheet. That works as well. Now we make a coconut Dacquoise with raspberries inside. Very beautiful. A Dacquoise is a meringue sponge which is super soft because it's baked very warm and very fast. So it's very easy to make. You just whip the egg whites with the vanilla sugar and the sugar until nice and stiff. Then you just add the dry ingredients all at once, mix them, and then you're ready to bake. Of course, you can add other ingredients as well. Chocolate is, for example, very nice. So then you spread the Dacquoise, put it in the oven, very hot oven for 4 minutes, bake it, done. Now I prepare the hazelnut crunchy layer. Very easy. You melt some dark chocolate, Tanzanie, 75% from Paris Callebaut, and some hazelnut praline. Melt it with the roasted hazelnuts, and it's ready for use. You can also add some freeze-dried raspberry to that mixture. It's very nice. Then spread the raspberry jam onto the shortcrust. Put the Dacquoise on top. Spread the crunchy layer onto the Dacquoise, put the mousse on top, and put this back into the freezer. Next up is the vanilla sauce. Put the cream, milk, half the sugar, and the vanilla bean and the vanilla pod in the saucepan and bring to the boil. Beat the sugar and egg yolk, add the boiling cream, come everything back into the pot, heat to 85 degrees, then sieve. Then for the actual chocolate mousse, melt 125 grams of dark chocolate. Soak half a sheet of gelatine into cold water, then put it into 100 grams of warm sauce Anglaise. Mix the warm sauce Anglaise with the melted chocolate. Then add 120 grams whipped cream. Put half the mousse into the silicone mold, shake it, and let it rest for a while in the freezer. The reason why I cool the mousse before I put in the raspberry mousse is because the raspberry mousse can drop right to the bottom, and I don't want that. Then press the mousse carefully down into the silicone molds and make sure that the mousse comes out on all sides. Take a palette knife and make it nice and smooth. Freeze overnight. So now the fun part, chocolate decoration. I want to make some chocolate dripping. So I prepared this metal plate with cling film. I tempered the chocolate. I have a metal device which I put down into the tempered chocolate. And then I will just press it up onto the metal plate. Remember, there's a sheet underneath, and I just pull. Beautiful. Just cool them in the fridge until they're set, and then they're ready to use. To color this chocolate pieces golden, I just used some cocoa powder and I used some Pavoni gold powder. You just mix those two things. It's a teaspoon to 100 grams of cocoa powder. The amount is not really important. And then you just mix. It's like magic, you see? Beautiful. Gets this beautiful golden touch. For the glaze, soak 3 leaves of gelatine in cold water. Then put 60 grams of water and 110 grams of sugar in a saucepan and boil to 105 degrees. Then add the gelatine, 75 grams of dark chocolate, 15 grams of cocoa powder, and mix. Then add 30 grams of water, blend, sift, blend again, and then cover the top of the glaze with cling film. Cool to 35 degrees. Now the fun part. Take the mousse out of the silicone mold. Hopefully there's no air bubbles in the mousse. And then glaze with the mousse. If there's any ice on the surface, just remove it with your finger. Very important that the surface is smooth and not colder than minus 18 degrees. The consistency of your glaze is very important. If there's any air bubbles left, you can remove them with a spoon or with a gas burner like I do. Remember to stir maybe a little bit in the glaze so it's nice and even 35 degrees. And then just give it a try. Hopefully you will be able to see yourself inside the glaze. Look at this, nice and beautiful. This glaze will set very soft. And while you're still here, remember to subscribe to my channel. It's so much work to do all these videos. And if you want me to continue, please subscribe and support me. Thank you very much. Let the glaze rest and set for a while. And then you can take the cake off the wrist. Look, I'm waving, nice. That's how you remove now the cake is nearly ready. Wow, beautiful, look at this. I hope you liked the video. I hope you will be back for more. And of course I will make filled bonbons again and again. So I hope you will stay. I hope you will be back. I hope I see you soon. Remember to see the video all to the end so you can see the cut. Now the cake is nearly ready. Wow, beautiful, look at this. I hope you liked the video. I hope you will be back for more. And of course I will make filled bonbons again and again. So I hope you will stay. I hope you will be back. I hope I see you soon. Remember to see the video all to the end so you can see the cut.